What's up guys, this is Zach with Attack Gaming with the first impressions video for Fearless Fantasy, a strange and unexpectedly solid role-playing game developed by Interskies and published by tinyBuild. Fearless Fantasy is probably the one game that I can safely say that on one hand it's the greatest game I have ever played in my life, but on the other hand, it's the worst game I have ever played in my life. The game is unapologetically low budget in everything from its horrible graphics and hilariously quirky hand-drawn cutscenes to zany character models to dialogue that seems as if it's written by a 12-year-old. At first glance, I feel like this game was borderline offensive, but then I had this idea that the game actively tries to be as laughable as it possibly can be. Fearless Fantasy is a parody of JRPG titles released by major studios over the years, and for that it is amazing. It's similar to watching a movie that you know is terrible, but it's the sort of terrible that makes it like a car accident that's impossible to look away from. The developers at Interskies nailed this aspect of Fearless Fantasy perfectly. You play as Leon, a bounty hunter out to slay a mythical beast. Along the way, you meet up with a princess and join in a quest to save her from marrying an evil would-be suitor. You'll join up with characters, fight monsters, and gain experience. While it may sound as if Fearless Fantasy's gameplay is conventional for the genre, it's anything but. Fearless Fantasy strips out world exploration in favor of an overworld map. There are no traditional shops to purchase items. You can purchase items from the in-game store inside of the overworld. Here you'll buy items like enhanced weapons or health or energy pickups. Character progression is also handled right from the overworld. You will set individual stats for characters and can place attribute points into various skills such as multi-attack abilities and damage shields or healing abilities. Because there is no exploration, the game is a series of random battles. The battle system is very well done. It's turn-based, similar to a Final Fantasy title. However, all attacks require you to move your mouse through an on-screen prompt to determine effectiveness. The closer you are to perfectly moving your mouse through the arrows, the more damage you'll do. Likewise, enemy attacks are deflected similarly. Perfectly defending against an attack can sometimes prevent your party from taking damage, but failing to defend can cause party members to take a massive hit. All characters have special abilities that consume EP, or energy points. The special abilities are more challenging to hit perfectly, but the attacks look impressive and can do some massive damage. Because EP does not automatically regenerate in battle, there's a strategic aspect in determining how often to use special abilities. Items from the shop as well as resting can regenerate EP, but doing so will cost the character the turn in battle. As unique as the combat can be, this game can get fairly repetitive once the novelty of combat wears off. The gameplay is essentially a series of turn-based battles against waves of enemies, only the enemy sprites and backgrounds tend to change from area to area. Likewise, as entertaining as the mouse-based combat can be, the combat can also be a source of frustration, as oftentimes very minute movements can be the difference between a critical hit and merely grazing the edge of your opponent's armor. In the end, Fearless Fantasy is a game that should be experienced, especially by fans of JRPGs, as its brilliant satire and campy dialogue will mark this as one of the zaniest games of the year. Still, don't go into this expecting a full-fledged RPG, as its 3 to 4 hour length, in addition to a lack of overworld exploration, will disappoint. Check out Steam for more information about the game, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more gaming news, reviews, giveaways, and other general randomness.